Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Millennial TV. We are your hosts, Liz, Candace, and Adrienne, and today we will be having a fun recap discussion on season 1 of The Hills. Before we get into the episode, I just want to remind everyone that you can follow us on Instagram at Millennial TeaV, that's TeaV, and we'd love it if you'd leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to us. We're also filming this episode, so if you'd like to watch this one, you'll be able to see us along with fun clips from the show. And you can find us on YouTube at Millennial TV Podcast. And we'd really appreciate a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Ring that bell, everybody. Oh, well, I can't believe we've already finished season 1. How did that happen so quickly? That's insane. This was such a good season. Watching through it again really reminded me of why I became so obsessed with the show and with Lauren and everything having to do with this. So, yeah, can you guys believe that like we're already done with season 1?
Not
No.
at all. And I know the fashions are different and all of that, but like it's still such a good watch today. Like it's still
Yes.
It
relevant,
holds
like the
up.
drama that they have. Yeah, like they're working real jobs that still exist today. Like it just feels like it could be set today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, the show would probably be like a little more produced and
Mhm.
faker, but like it still holds up today.
You know what would be cool? They tried rebooting it with the old cast, but maybe it needs a new, fresh cast. Maybe it could be like an actual new beginning.
Are there any like teen or like young reality stars that could carry a show like this?
I don't know. See, I don't
I have
follow
no
any of the
idea.
influencers, but like Charlie D'Amelio
Too
or
old, right?
too old? I don't know. I don't know
Hmm.
how old they are.
They
um,
must be 25 now. I have no idea either.
who's the other one that's really popular that used to hang out with Kourtney Kardashian?
Addison Rae.
Addison Rae. Yeah.
It could be, but I think that it would turn trashy very quickly. Like,
Hmm.
like no one has the
Yeah.
same sort of like class or like Lauren just had a thing where she was like, I don't want to be famous, but I'm just
Hmm.
like the one that they chose to put on TV.
She
But like
was
she
just like
didn't
a
lean
real
into
person.
being like
Yeah.
like
No.
Yeah.
famous.
No.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big problem with reality TV today, honestly, because I tried watching that Secret Life of Mormon Wives show,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and I was like, they're trying so hard to be a caricature or like a
Yeah.
like trying hard to maintain their status as like TikTok whatever, and
Hmm.
like that's not interesting to me.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the point of reality TV is that it's like real life that I can relate to, and that the
Hmm.
struggles and problems are the same. I can't relate to the fact that you had like a weird Mormon like sex ring. I can't relate to that.
Well, I feel like that's also why I don't watch like Selling Sunset. Although a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, you're going to love it because you love reality TV and like you love drama and all that stuff." But it's so overproduced and like
Hmm.
they don't work as real estate agents. Like they're just pretty girls
No.
that work in that office, you
Yeah.
know? So like I
Yeah.
just can't get into it cuz it's just not it is not real.
It's not real. Yeah.
And I know Heidi's job wasn't real,
I know.
but
But it
she
felt
thought it was
real.
real.
And
She
it
thought it
felt
was.
it
Yeah.
felt real. Even though Stephanie didn't really work at People's Revolution,
Yeah.
it felt like she thought she worked at People's Revolution. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like it doesn't feel real anymore. It's also why I can no longer watch the Kardashians.
Hmm.
They were my
Mhm.
guilty pleasure for so long. And as well, honestly, it was when they went to Hulu, but even a little bit before that, now it's like they're always in glam.
Hmm.
They're always like, it's obvious that this is a filming day, so we're going to
Mhm.
Chloe's house, and everybody
Yeah.
knows it's filming day, and like it's just tedious, and I can't relate to you and like your $50,000 Met Gala dress.
Mhm.
I could relate to you in your Juicy Couture sweatsuit when you were eating Chipotle and beating up your sister. I
Yeah.
can, I miss those days.
That's why I don't watch The Bachelor or anything like that either,
Me
because
neither.
it feels like everyone is like, I want to get on the show so afterwards I can be an influencer. It doesn't feel real at
Genuine.
all
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. Really
I think
sucks.
we missed, like, we're out of the golden era.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
I
We
Very
still have so
sad.
much life to live.
I know. But you know what's great? We can always rewatch
Yes.
and relive, and now we'll all own the DVDs.
Yeah.
So we can always rewatch and relive and recap.
That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
And now we have all of this self-content if we ever get really desperate to listen to
Like,
of
listen
our
to
own
ourselves.
recap.
Oh, are we gonna recap our recaps?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Eventually we're gonna have to let the hills go, but you know, for now we've still
Yeah.
got some time.
Well, we got a ways to go. Well, I thought it would be fun for us to start by talking about just some of our favorite moments, like standout moments from the season. Who wants to start?
I put down like just watching a group of like young, fun, like fresh people who've like moved to LA for the first time was really
Mhm.
fun. And I feel like that sparked a lot of like dreams for people that were watching, including myself, that were like, I can move to LA and live in Hollywood and live this
Yeah.
kind of like fashion, nightlife, like
Mhm.
life like them. And
Yeah.
so just like getting a glimpse into their like fast paced life in this huge city with all the like behind the scenes of like photo shoots and fashion magazines and stuff like that, that
Mhm.
was like really cool and fun to rewatch.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that stuff was like gold. And like again, it's like lightning can't strike the same place twice. Like you can't get that like genuineness anymore. But I just think season 1 as a whole is iconic. Like you
Yeah.
starting from Lauren pulling up in her little BMW to the villas, walking like by the pool, going up to the apartment, using her straightening iron as a iron for her skirt. Like that, like you don't forget that episode. Like it lives rent free in your brain. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So like that, I mean, that whole first episode it's a fantastic reality TV show pilot. It gives you a taste of everything and gets you excited for the rest of what's to come. But I will say, I think the other iconic thing is just Jason on New Year's with the top hat and the cigarette hanging out of his
Oh
mouth.
yeah.
Like that's also lives rent free in my brain.
With the
Yep.
cigarette sticking
Yeah.
out of his mouth, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason. Yeah. Season 1, The Hills Jason is like, I mean it could be like a pop Funko. Like
Oh my
like,
gosh. I wish. I would buy that.
absolutely I would buy it. Like
That would be so funny.
yeah, absolutely.
For me, like, this isn't really a specific moment, but I loved seeing Lauren and Heidi's friendship when they were like actually best friends.
Yeah.
Just, we get such a little content of that, I feel like. So I'm like, cherish every moment we see of them loving each
So
other.
true.
Yeah.
And they
You're my
were
best
really sweet
friend.
with each other,
They
Yeah.
were.
you
They
know?
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were genuine. Like you could feel that they loved each other,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which makes it even sadder.
For real. I know.
Why'd these boys have to come along and ruin their
I
lives?
know.
I know.
You guys, we haven't even got to Spencer yet.
I know. It's so crazy.
Like that is crazy.
Well, what about things that you didn't expect to notice this time around, or was there anything that you felt differently about now than watching it before, like storylines or how people acted, things like that?
Yes and no. Like I feel the same like with Laguna, I feel like I grew up and I like had different opinions of like the high school kids drama, but for this I really didn't have any different opinions. Like I always thought Jason was a douche. I always knew that Lauren wasn't particularly supportive of Heidi. Like I love Lauren and I would die for her, but I did always know she wasn't particularly supportive, and there was always like she could be a little nicer to Heidi.
Hmm.
So like that, but I still like the same people that I liked before and don't really care about the others. Like not a huge super fan of Whitney like you guys.
We heard it multiple times.
I know.
She's
Not with you.
okay. She's fine. I'm just not like, oh my god, Whitney, but she's fine. Like
You'll get there, okay? You'll get there.
Yeah.
Just
I
takes
don't
time.
hate her. Audrina still, she's not my type of person that I would hang out with, I think. So I don't find her like interesting as like a friend. I think she's
Yeah.
like her drama is interesting later on.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I still feel that way. And then of course I love Lauren, and I do feel softer to Heidi, I guess, though. Like, knowing some of the things that you find out later kind of influence your opinion on Heidi, like, especially, like, her not having, like, money to go to college and, like, not having the same support that Lauren had, and then still trying to, like, hack it in Hollywood, but also, like, not making a lot of money on the hills. It kind of, like, opens your eyes, and it actually makes me think, like, well, duh, she like hammed it up on the hills and became the villain because she made more money that way. And of course,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
like, of course you're gonna want to make more money. Like, everybody wants to make more money. That's just a given. And I think a lot of times Lauren like forgets that. And like, not that you should forgive your friends for betraying you, especially in the way that Heidi and Spencer did, but like, I think she forgot that like money changes people. And people will do anything for money, and I think she learned it eventually, like, not to trust everybody. But I do feel towards Heidi. She was young, she needed the money, and that was what MTV was pushing for.
For
Well,
sure.
and Lauren grew up not having to worry about money. So like she
Right.
didn't know how that felt either.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
that
Right.
makes sense too.
And like, I know Heidi probably wasn't like dirt poor, but she wasn't Lauren rich either. So
Yeah.
In this time that we like watched this again, I felt like I've always like known that Lauren's been sassy to Heidi, but I never really noticed that Heidi was such a good friend to Lauren.
mm-hmm.
Like that was really
Yeah.
evident, and I was kind of surprised when we watched it this time through because I'm like, damn, like Heidi really is a good person because we just
Yeah.
see the bad side of her in the later seasons.
Yeah.
And this first season was totally the Lauren and Heidi show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, they picked Whitney and Audrina to like round out the cast, so there's four of them, but like they got such little screen time, and like they only
Yeah.
were on when Heidi or Lauren were on. They never
Mm-hmm.
It's
had individual
true.
scenes really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of forgot that it was mainly like the Lauren and Heidi show.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it was entertaining. Like, they were very entertaining on their own, which is like unique.
Well, and the drama was real because Lauren is real boring, but
Mm.
like whatever like tension her and Jason had during his like birthday party or
Mm-hmm.
like, New Year's Eve, all this kind of stuff, like it was so real. And that was like the juicy drama that we
Honestly,
loved.
she was
Mhm.
so lucky that her relationship was so tumultuous in season 1,
Totally.
Oh
because
my gosh. Yeah.
I think it would have been the most boring show
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
Jason not caused conflict. It would have been Lauren going to work, Lauren going
Mhm.
to school,
Yeah.
Lauren being good, Lauren like leaving the club at 10 o'clock. Like,
Oh, that's so true.
And so I think honestly bringing Jordan and Heidi's drama into it and bringing
Mhm.
Jason into it really helped them be like, okay, yeah, we have a show here.
Yeah.
And I think that shaped the rest of the seasons for the producers, and they were kind of like, more relationship conflict. And Lauren was like, no.
Well, and they got kind of lucky with Jason leaving in season 2 and then like them finding Spencer and Brody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
want to give like those two like too much credit, but they really did like come in and like
Mhm.
bring drama and like storyline to the show. Otherwise, the girls were just living happy,
Listen,
Yep.
carefree,
Yeah.
lives in
Spencer
LA.
understood the assignment. He
Mhm.
said, oh, I'm the
Ugh.
villain. Okay. And he ran with it. And, like, you know what? I can't fault him for that. It's like, if I was on a reality TV show and I was seeing the archetype, you have a choice, right? You see the archetype that they're trying to make for you. Do you lean into it? Or do you back out and then possibly not get any more screen time?
So when we get to season 2, we should talk about whether he was a good villain because
Yeah.
he certainly played
Yeah.
it up, but like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he kind of went off the rails
Yeah.
Oh,
He
after a
did.
yeah.
certain
Oh,
point.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he
yeah,
went
yeah.
So
crazy.
let's
Yeah.
see in season 2 whether all
Yeah.
the things that he does, whether it's like good
Mhm.
drama or just like fake drama, like if we could see right through it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I say that, like, he leaned into it or whatever, but, like, you still have to be kind of a shitty person for them to want to put you in that
Oh my
archetype. You
Oh,
know
gosh.
what I mean?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, I always reference Teen Mom because I think it is, like, the one reality show that, like, you can actually pick apart that show and see exactly how it's filmed. And
Mhm.
I think that's what makes it super interesting. But, like, they choose the archetype for the baby daddies, but they don't choose what is filmed. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you still have to give that content for them to capture
Oh,
it on camera.
totally.
They can
Yeah,
push you into it, but you
right.
still have
You
to,
have to
like,
do it.
say it. You still have to send the
Mhm.
text message calling your baby mama fat, or, you know what I mean? You still have to
Yeah.
do those things for them to be able to build the narrative. So,
Mhm.
it's, I don't know. This is why I love reality TV. It's so fun to pick apart and, like, figure people out and, like, get, like, into people's heads. Like, when I went to college, I didn't finish, but when I went to college, I majored in psychology, and that was, like, my favorite thing ever about psych, was getting into people's heads and learning why they do what they do. And I think
Mhm.
this is why I'm so into, like, character studies.
Yeah.
I love figuring people out.
Yeah, for me too, I just had like the Lauren being unsupportive of Heidi situation. Like, again, it's like I noticed it in the past, but this time, like dissecting it, I was like, ugh, like some of it was like, you could have been a better friend there, like more than I remembered, I guess.
Mhm.
And then Jason being like intoxicated a lot. That's just another thing where as a teenager watching this, I did not notice that at all. And now watching it, it's like, oh gosh, like there it is so often. So
Wait, like, when they were out, you didn't realize he was drinking?
well, no, I realized he was drinking, but I mean, just like in scenes of them like driving when he's like slurring his words and things like that. You know
Okay,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like when watching it as a young person, I didn't think like, oh, he's probably drunk driving right now, you know? But
Yeah.
as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's kind of crazy all the stuff that they filmed him doing. So,
Drunk driving in
Or
LA.
I
yeah.
don't think I noticed that, like, in the daytime, he would be, like, nice, happy Jason, and then, like, as soon as nighttime happened, you think that he's just being a douche, but, like, it's obviously because of the alcohol that he's, like,
Mhm.
having that
Mhm.
changes his personality.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
he would change during the day to the night. Yeah.
Mhm.
God,
Ugh, poor
craziness.
Lauren. I
I
know.
know.
So we were super lucky this season. We got to interview Brian Drolet, and then we also interviewed one of the producers, Sophia Rossi. So I thought we could just talk about that for a minute. What were some of your favorite moments or things we learned from those interviews? What did you find the most interesting?
I thought Brian was so genuine when we talked to him. And like he really wanted to tell us like everything that he remembered from his Hills days. Like
Yeah.
I love that we asked about like why he wanted to be an actor and he went like deep with
Mhm.
us and telling him
Mhm.
us about like, you know, his family situation not being great and this was his way to escape the world and stuff like that. Like it was just so deep. And us having watched like the special features on the DVD now and hearing how Jordan talked about Brian and how like their relationship was,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
feels like Brian was just such a nice friend to have around because he
Mhm.
was like giving out good advice. He was a few years older, so he's had like experience, and he seems like the kind of person that's willing to share knowledge with his friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because, like, you know, being in LA, I'm sure that people gatekeep, like, what's it like to be an actor? How can I get
Yeah.
gigs and all that kind of stuff? And I feel like he would be willing to share with his friends what he's done. So I
Mhm.
just
Yes.
came off of it like feeling like I really want to have him as my friend.
I know. I felt the same way. He was so genuine and just cool and funny. Yeah, he was
Mhm.
great.
Brian. Like, I honestly, like, I loved him. I thought he was so genuine, so nice. First of all, he follows us on Instagram, and he has followed us on Instagram since we asked him to be on the podcast, which I think shows that he really wants to support us, which I love. And he was just very gracious and very, like, thankful that we thought of him. And I don't know, like, there's just something so genuine and nice about him. When you ask people to be on the podcast, you never really know how they're going to be.
Mhm.
And so, like, I'm always like, it's like kind of like don't meet your heroes. Like, you never know if they're gonna, like,
Yeah.
secretly suck. And we've been super lucky because everyone's been super sweet and super nice. But
Mhm.
he was just a little bit extra. Like, he was just a little
Mhm.
bit
Mhm.
sweeter, and he seems like he genuinely, like, thinks what we're doing is cool and, like, genuinely cares. And I really
Yeah.
appreciate that, and I really appreciate him coming on. And I thought he was fantastic. I'm a huge
Mhm.
Brian Drolet fan now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I loved hearing all of his like behind the scenes stuff like about how he filmed for like 9 hours in the park, and then when he said the threesome line, they were like, we're gonna use that. Like, that was
Mhm.
so funny. Or and then all the stuff about him like hanging out with Lindsay Lohan and
Yeah,
their birthday party, and I'm like, I would have never have thought that
and
happened.
Andy Milonakis randomly living
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah,
Like,
what the heck?
that one blew my mind. Because if you're a millennial, like, you definitely remember the Andy Milonakis show. It was the most random thing
Yeah.
that was on at like 10 o'clock at night on MTV.
Yes.
It was an era for sure. But yeah, super random. Talon dating Lindsay Lohan blew my mind. For some reason, I
Mhm.
think I knew that back in the day and then had blocked it out because I was like shocked out of my mind. That was crazy. And I'm always forgetful of the fact that like all the Laguna kids, even if though they weren't on screen, were in LA too.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that always like surprises me, and I also appreciated him being pretty candid about Audrina and
I
being
want to
honest
know what
about
he
that.
was trying to
Ugh,
like
I
signal
know.
and tell
What
us.
did
I
he hold
couldn't
back?
exactly read through
You guys,
between the lines.
I think that he was basically trying to say like Audrina was more into him than he was into her,
Hmm.
and that she says it's the other way around.
I thought that he was trying to say that all these years later, she was trying to paint a different story than what actually happened.
Right. And I think she was trying to paint the story of like he was after her.
But I don't think that they were actually into each other. I just think that like she kind of like is putting out a different narrative
Yeah,
nowadays
yeah,
when they
yeah,
both
yeah.
thought that
Mhm.
they were on the same page back then.
Yeah.
That's what
Totally.
I read it
Yeah.
as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's like she's kind of trying to make him look like a jerk in a way, but like, why? You know,
Yeah.
like.
I don't know though. Team Audrina, we want her on the
I know. I know. No, I'm not bashing Audrina at all. At all. I'm not. But the other interesting thing was that Brian got paid $0.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was
$0
wild.
Insane.
for being on the show
Man,
and
that's
being such a
horrible.
huge part of season 1. I could not believe that. Even if it was like $100, you know, like crazy to me.
Made sense though when he explained it how he was getting so many jobs in LA, so he didn't
Yeah.
want to like lock himself into it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I can't believe that they've started filming without paying them anything up
I
front.
know.
Is that
Yeah.
how contracts work? I have no freaking clue.
You have
But
to sign something that says you're not getting paid. So I think he must
Hmm.
have signed something to be on camera, but just
a
not.
release, he
Mhm.
said.
Yeah. But there doesn't necessarily have to be money involved. You can sign a release to be on camera for anything.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, and the other person we interviewed was Sophia, the producer,
Mhm.
who was like a huge get for us because we're going to try like reaching out to more producers or like directors, people who worked on the show so that we can get their behind the scenes. But Sophia responded to us. We were super excited and we'll give you guys some behind the scenes. But like when we got off the call with her, all three of us were like, whoa, she has the energy of like a 20-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we
Yeah.
should talk about how when we first stopped the interview, she was on the phone making that like reservation for like a party of like 100 or
Yes.
something. You remember
She's
that?
so busy.
She's go.
She's
Like
yeah.
she is
Yeah.
such an LA like girl.
She honestly, I appreciate her taking the time out to talk to us because I really do think her life is like just a constant array of like things to
Yeah.
do.
Totally.
Because I feel like even when she was talking to us, she was like also doing other things, but also trying to like be here with us. And then also like as soon as we got off the call, she's like, I gotta plan this thing. And like she's planning this huge like dinner. So and she had so much freaking energy. I could see her bouncing around a reality TV set and like
Mhm.
trying to like, you know, get people to like whatever. She seems like she has fun energy too. And
Totally.
like she
Yeah.
shared with us that she is like friends with Lauren and that like she still sees Heidi on occasion. And like I can totally see her being like a friend that you call when you're going through crisis because she will like whatever she's doing at the time will seem like more important than what you're talking about. And so she's like definitely the person I would call who when I thought my life was falling apart because
Oh
she'd
my
be like
gosh, yeah.
she'd be like no, I've got this going on and this going on and this going on and then this is what we're going to do. You know what I mean? Like she'd be like
Yeah.
she'd just like take over and like organize it for you and you'd be like, "Wow, what just
that big
happened?"
sister energy.
Yeah,
like,
I
she
just
had
got
that with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just got hit by like the Sophia hurricane. Like everything's going to be fine. So yeah, I mean, that was a fun interview. It's wild. It was a fun one.
Mhm.
You know how she talked in the interview that she really liked talking to people and like
Mhm.
building relationships? I feel like by how chatty she is and how much energy she had, that came through.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
right. It's like she could talk to anyone about
Mhm.
Mhm.
anything. And I
Mhm.
feel like she could keep the conversation going and just build really
Mhm.
good relationships in entertainment and Hollywood that way.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
it like made sense why she's been so successful. And starting all these companies with like celebrities and all that stuff.
That's a really special talent to have, to be able to talk to anyone about
Totally.
whatever for a really long time. I'm just
Mhm.
like, how? Like, I could never be like
But you
that.
My
guys,
mind is blank after a while.
Yeah, exactly.
we're podcasters.
Well, we know each other and we talk about things we like, and I'm not going to go up to a stranger and be like, hi, let me talk your leg off for an hour.
True, true,
Yeah.
true,
No.
true, true, true. Okay. Okay.
If that makes
I
any
see, I
sense.
see, I see, I see. I am a talker though, not necessarily like not necessarily with people I don't know, I guess, but I am
Mhm.
like I can talk your ear off. Like I'm totally that person. Like and it'll be about like absolutely nothing. But I will like we'll just be like bullshitting for hours. Every time I talk to Kelsey on the phone, we talk for like 2 hours about nothing. So I'm definitely like I have always been a talker. It's funny if you read my kindergarten report cards, they're so funny because they say in it like Candace is a joy to have in class, but she's a talker. And like
Aw.
my favorite, yeah, and it took me forever to do my work because I was always talking. And so um my favorite thing to do in kindergarten at lunch was stand by the water fountain and gossip with my friends.
That is so
I know.
cute.
I know. I was like
Like
such a little
a little
social
kid.
butterfly. And
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 where'd you even learn how to do that?
I
Because
have
like
no
you know,
Yeah.
idea.
parents like or people work in the office and talk by
I know.
Yeah.
the water cooler, but
No.
how does a little kid know that?
I have no idea. I met my friends by the water fountain and we just gossiped and it was fabulous. But the funny part is I really was slower at like doing classwork because I just love to talk to people and so I would slow myself down. So my kindergarten teacher told my mom in first grade we're going to put her in a different class with none of her friends because we want her
Oh,
we want
jeez.
her to like, you know, focus on work and like not immediately be with her friends. And then I just made friends. So like
Yeah,
Of course.
of
Of
course.
course.
so it was
Yeah.
like you can't keep me from talking. I'm gonna talk my whole life. So I
Yeah.
just always think that's so funny because it's like in my kindergarten report card that I talk too much.
That's so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why you would make a good producer, I feel like.
Oh
Like,
my
I
god, I would love
legit feel
it.
like you could do that.
Oh my god, I would love it so much. You guys, you have no idea. That's like my fantasy job. I would love, love, love to do that. Like, could you see me on Teen Mom, like being one of those producers and
Oh, yeah.
being like, so what happened with Leah? I'm so into that because I also love the drama, so I'd be actually into
Mhm.
it, you know?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so good. MTV hire me.
Well, we obviously also loved pointing out all of the fashion during the show. So, were there any specific outfits that you loved or any outfits that stood out to you the most?
I thought all of their like t-shirt and like mini like jean skirt combos were super cute because
So cute.
I
Mhm.
always want that to come back, but then I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna wear a jean skirt that short anymore
Oh my
I
where you
know.
gosh,
can see my
yeah.
There
underwear.
are mini
No
skirts at
way.
Walmart right now. I
Ugh,
saw them. I saw them
Mhm.
last weekend.
I like it, but I wouldn't wear it again. I also really liked Heidi with her curled hair because I feel like we never
Mm.
see her with curled hair. She always has her like straight or in a bun or ponytail. But when she wore that like baby muscles tank top with her curled hair, I thought that was super
Yes.
cute.
Mhm.
And then not really like a standout, but just like seeing normal people dressed in like a sweater and like pants. That
Yeah.
is like we don't see that anymore, especially on these like
No.
glamorous
No.
shows. So it
Mm-mm.
was really, really
Yeah.
refreshing.
Everything Lauren wore to work.
Oh my
Everything.
god.
Everything. She always looks
How did we
so
know?
she always looks so put together, you guys. It's like sickening. Um And all of her headbands, of course. Like, I'm so excited that we're back to headbands. One day I will show you guys all of my headbands, and you're gonna laugh because they're like legit Lauren Conrad, huge,
Can
like
you wear one
chunky.
every single like
Yeah.
episode next season?
I will wear
Ooh.
one every episode for season 2 that we
Yes!
Yes. Do it.
Every
Yeah.
time we record video. How about that?
Yeah. I will. I just bought one. It was on clearance at Target, and it's one of the it's one of the big chunky ones, and it's silver. I am
Ooh.
like such a headband person, and like I didn't even realize, honestly, like that it was inspired by Lauren until I loved it on Lauren, but pretty recently I realized, wow, that was actually really inspired by Lauren, because
Mhm.
I worked at a restaurant straight out of high school for like 6 years, and I had to wear my hair up at the restaurant, and I hate wearing my hair up. I always had. I'm like, I think I look bald. I hate it. And so I would wear a headband to like give me like a pop of something. And so I literally became a headband girl because I had a different headband every shift. And
That's awesome.
there were customers that would come in specifically to see what headband I was wearing that day.
Aw.
And all my coworkers like called me headband girl, and like, you know, like it was just like a thing. And then I'm like, wow, she really did inspire me to like do that look, because I wouldn't have thought of doing it if Lauren Conrad hadn't originated it, you know?
Mm.
If she hadn't made headbands cool. Ugh.
Yeah, for Lauren's work stuff, I agree with you on that. I really liked that tank top with the bow in the front that she wore a couple of times. Super cute. I liked Audrina's date outfit when she went to El Coyote. I liked some of Audrina's style more than I remember. And sometimes I'm like, ew, no, but other times I think she looks really cute. And then I like their New Year's Eve dresses. That was like a standout to me too.
Audrina's just like got like hot girl style. You
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Just like a
Yeah.
cute little tank top with jeans and as low of jeans as possible. I don't know. She just looks
Mhm.
hot all the time.
She does wear really low rise jeans.
Yes.
But she
Yeah.
has like the perfect like hip bones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
bony.
And she's like
Yeah.
perfectly
Okay,
tan.
that's horrible to say, right?
No, I know. But like
We grew up in the 2000s, okay?
Mhm.
I know. It's like that when guys have like when they have that like V.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's
That's like the girl
I think
version
it's
of
the
that.
hottest thing in the world, by the way. The V thing. I'm just like, yes, every day, all day. I love that V. But like, yeah, girls with like the hip bones sticking out, like with the low rise jeans, that was like the hottest thing ever. But
Mhm.
like obviously I don't want to see anybody's hip bones now. It's dangerous and you should eat more.
No.
But
Mhm.
she did look good. She did look good.
Mhm. What about any outfits or looks that you disliked?
One stands out to me like so badly. And when we had Jill on the episode, I'm pretty sure she called this as her favorite. And I didn't want to
Oh
say it at that
no.
time, but I was like, God damn, it's ugly. It's that like blue caftan that Whitney wore
Oh,
in the Teen
yeah.
Vogue closet. And it was
Yeah.
just so like 40-year-old mom relaxing by the
Mm.
poolside. And I was like, that is ugly. But then Jill was like, I love it. And I'm like, ah.
It was very boho.
She's at work.
I know. She's at work. I know.
What about you guys?
For me, it's funny. I just said that I liked Audrina's stuff, but man, I really hated that purse that she had. It was like big and white and had chunky, like bedazzled jewels all over it. Every time I saw it, I was like, oh God. She brought it with her to the fashion show in the finale. She brought this big, ugly bag with her. And I was just like, Audrina, why? So that was the one thing I hated.
Stay home with your ugly fashions.
Yes.
There wasn't anything that I like absolutely hate when I think of like the fashions. Everything was like, I didn't hate anything except for that freaking top hat.
Oh. Yes. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think about that.
That like Jordan and Jason were sharing that night.
Mhm.
Do we remember seeing them walk out of their apartment with that top hat, or did they just like get it from the clubs?
No, Jordan had it
Right?
on when they were getting ready.
Yeah.
Really?
And then when they
Yeah.
left, Jason had it on.
Jordan.
I know.
I guess he's like a little drama boy, so
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
surprising.
Jason's like, yo, bro, you gotta give me that hat for the night.
Yeah.
It's really gonna pull my outfit together.
What did you guys think was the most dramatic moments of the season, or like the most dramatic episodes?
I thought, okay, so finale, of course,
Mhm.
and that cliffhanger that we found out what happened, that Lauren didn't
Yeah.
choose to go to Paris. But I actually thought that, now thinking about it, her birthday dinner and their awkward,
Mhm.
like, I want to stay in. Oh, you want
Yeah.
to go out?
Yeah.
You want to
So
stay in?
uncomfortable.
I want to go out. It was just so, it was perfectly passive aggressive, which was
Mhm.
so delicious to watch.
It was.
Okay.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was perfection.
And Jason's birthday
Oh my gosh.
and
Yeah.
New
Another
Year's,
one.
obviously.
Yep.
But yeah, Jason's birthday just was like, it wasn't like in your face drama, but it was like tension,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mhm.
know? And like you could see like, oh, this might not be a great idea to be back together.
Yeah, I said New Year's too, aside from the finale. And then like thinking about how like we talked about that MTV was trying to make us feel like this, it was this big romantic gesture at the
I
end of the episode too.
know.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
stop.
It's so
Like
awkward.
oh, yeah, it's bad.
So
What
weird.
do you want? Uh,
Well, what are you guys excited for about season 2?
Spencer?
I know.
I
I'm like,
know, that's what I wanted to say. So I'm like, am I excited about it? Yes.
we're not excited, but like clearly he's such a big part of season 2
Yeah.
and in shaping like the future of the hills, fortunately,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
So yes, I'm excited for him and his antics to like start coming on the show.
Yeah, me too. Do we know like how soon he arrives? I don't remember. Like, is it
I
within the
can't
first couple
remember.
I
episodes?
think so. Because Heidi was not single for very long, and very quickly he was like in the clubs with her, and she was like, I met this guy. And then he started bringing around Playboy bunnies or models or
Yeah, oh
something.
god.
Mhm. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God. No, that's too much. Should we get a Playboy bunny, like one of the ones he dated on the show?
Yes. Oh.
We wouldn't be able to do a whole interview with her, but like, I don't know, like
Could ask a
10
couple of
minutes.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still really want to get Jade.
Do you think she would do it?
Oh, I hope so. That'd be fun.
I
That would be
know.
awesome.
She would have a lot to say.
You know what I thought was thinking would be really cool? If we could get a producer to actually do a full recap with us.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
That's a
cool.
good idea.
I'm excited for like content from season 2, but I'm also excited to see who else we can get on our little podcast here.
Mhm.
To see who else wants to join us and talk some hills behind the scenes stuff. Every single time we get someone, I like am like, oh my god, I can't believe we got this person.
Mhm.
So like I am full of gratitude and appreciation for everybody who has come onto the podcast and all the future people who are going to come onto the podcast. I'm just really excited, and this is all I ever wanted. I'm not gonna cry, but seriously, thank you to everybody listening as well. You guys like are the reason that we come back every week, because it's super exciting
Mhm.
that you actually tune in.
Yes.
Again, I
And
thought,
interact with us,
yeah,
or talk to us. Yeah.
And trust that every time we put up a poll or like a question on our Instagram, or anytime you guys send us a message or comment on our stuff, we're like giggling in our like group chat about how
Mhm.
exciting it is to hear from them. And when we have these polls that are like, do you side with one person or the other? Trust that we are in there being like, ha, I
yeah.
told you
Oh my
people
God.
like this better.
Release day, we're like back and forth all day in our group chat.
Yeah.
Like I love it. I love interacting with you guys. It is the best thing ever. It's so nice to know that it's not a shout into the void. It really is. Like
Yeah.
it's really nice. And I hope that you enjoyed season 1, and I hope we're not boring you yet.
But please continue to interact with us, listen, like our stuff, comment, share it with your friends who you think used to love these shows too or would like to listen. We would so appreciate it if you guys continue to help us grow.
Yeah, and
Yes.
as someone on Reddit said, we're very entertaining, so you can share that info with your friends.
Yes.
You know, some other good things to say. Somebody else said that I sound like Kristen Cavallari, so I give kind of those vibes. Um, you guys can tell me how much I sound like her or don't sound like her. I don't think I sound like her. I think she has a really specific tone, but I do think I sound like I'm from California. I do think that's a thing.
Yeah.
Which I can't help that. Sorry.
Well, thank you so much to everyone for listening and watching along with us for season 1. We will be taking a little bit of a break, but we will be back in a few weeks to start season 2. So keep an eye out on our Instagram for that. We will put an announcement of our release date soon. And we'll still be posting on Instagram and TikTok, and we'd love to hear from you guys. So if you have any comments you'd like to tell us before we start filming for season 2, you can send us a message through Instagram or shoot us an email at millennialtv@gmail.com. And I also am going to try to put together a little blooper reel for us. So keep an eye out for that as
Ooh.
well. That will be fun.
I'm already embarrassed.
Yeah.
Stained lips.
We are not putting that in there.
That's a tease. That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Wait, can you go like beep stained
Yeah.
lips?
Yes, yes,
Put that
I
in.
can. Yes.
You guys, no. Oh my god. She'll
You
never
can't-
come
you'll
on the
never escape
podcast.
that.
I know. She'll never come
I
on
know
the
when
podcast.
I'm having a bad day, I just think about it and it makes it so much better.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I'm sorry, frosted lips are not it.
Dude, they were so in at the time.
They were so in,
I still think
yeah.
Audrina looks fine.
Just because they were in doesn't mean that they were okay.
So yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned for more. We won't be gone long. We love you all. Bye.